Yes, y'all. From the new Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show with a secret. My name is Greg Tepper. I'm the editor-in-chief of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, a magazine, and TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us at TexasFootball.com, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, or you're listening to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good, pushing the buttons and getting all the gadgets and gizmos going, is VNA Moreno. Hi, VNA Moreno.
Hey, guys.
It's 4K VNA.
I'm so happy to be here. This is my first cover reveal.
It is.
Texas Football Today.
It's a big day. It's a big day around these parts because we finally get to tell you what we've been working on for the past 4 months. Today is Thursday, June 12th, 2025. It is only 168 days until Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to Drew Holiday. Today's show, folks, pretty straightforward. It's the 2025 cover reveal of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, a tradition unlike any other around here, where we unveil the cover of what we've been working on since basically February. We don't have a lot of big secrets around here, but this is our biggest secret, and this is one of our biggest days. This has only happened 65 times before. This is the 66th annual edition of the Bible of Texas Football, and we are so pleased for you to get your first look at it. We have been working very hard on it. We are so thrilled with the way that it came out, and we're thrilled to be able to bring it to you for a 66th consecutive year. One of the great traditions here in sports in Texas. So we've got a big show on deck where we are going to be unveiling both the main cover and the Gatefold cover, so we hope you'll stick around with us. If you want to get your hands on a copy of the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, the best way to do that is go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. That is where you can become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber, and we will mail the magazine directly to you. It will show up. You are our first priority. We will make sure you get your magazine. That is the best way to do it. It also makes a great gift. Go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. In addition, to get the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, you'll also get a year of Dave Campbell's Texan Live, our streaming platform, with more than 2,000 live events across the state of Texas all year round on your device as part of your subscription to Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Makes a great gift. Go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Without further ado, VNA, there's only one thing left to do, and that's just to do it. We have been working hard on the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We take the cover of the magazine very seriously because we only get one shot at this. One shot a year, and whatever we do, it goes into the history books and the legacy of this great magazine. So we can't screw it up. I've said before, people who have watched this or listened to interviews with me, I've said before that I'm kind of envious of Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated, as far as a weekly cover is concerned, if you have a bad cover, well, it's okay. You'll have another one coming out. This is different. We get one shot at this. We got to make sure we get it right. We feel really great about what we're going to be putting forward. There are two covers, once again. For the 10th consecutive year, we will have a main cover and then a gatefold cover, the cover that kind of folds out from underneath. And once again, I can give you this hint. The main cover is college, and the gatefold cover is high school. We'll start with the main cover of the 66th edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Of course, our job is to put together the most compelling cover subject in the state every single year. We think we did it again. It is my pleasure to unveil the main cover of the 66th annual edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. the main cover of the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, featuring Steve Sarkisian, the head coach of the Texas Longhorns. The headline, Sark, rebuilding Texas his way. There it is, the main cover of the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, featuring Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian. We will have plenty more on the decision-making process and the photo shoot process that went into this cover, the latest in an iconic entry in the history of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Steve Sarkisian, the cover boy of the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. That's the main cover. We mentioned there's two covers once again. We have the main cover and then the Gatefold cover. We've been doing that since 2016. This is our 10th annual Gatefold cover. Gives us really an opportunity to spotlight high school football, which is so much a part of what we do here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And we're so pleased with this year's Gatefold cover, featuring...
The destiny is fulfilled. A perfect season. 16-0. A first state championship with Bill Elliott at the helm. The Bobcats, number one in the state, number one at the end of the season. Salina, your 2024 UIL 4A Division I state football champions of Texas.
There it is, the Gatefold cover of the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, featuring the Salina Bobcats, the reigning 4A Division I state champions, gracing the Gatefold cover of the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Under the headline, Something in the Orange, Salina's Golden Hour. That is the Gatefold cover of the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, featuring the Salina Bobcats. A lot of orange on this year's cover. Burnt orange on the main cover with Steve Sarkisian, and then Salina, the Bobcats, and their orange gracing the Gatefold cover of Dave Campbell's Texas Football in 2025. Again, if you want to get your hands on a copy of the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, the best way to do it is to go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. We will mail you a magazine directly. You don't got to run around looking for it. You are also our first priority to get the magazine, getting it mailed directly to you. It should start hitting shelves across Texas in mid-July, but subscribers will start receiving theirs as early as late June. So go to texasfootball.com/subscribe to get your hands on a copy of the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, featuring Steve Sarkisian, Texas head coach, on the main cover, and the Salina Bobcats, head coach Bill Elliott, quarterback Bo Bentley, and linebacker Luke Biagini on the cover of the Gatefold cover. Go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. We've got so much more to talk about with these covers and what's inside the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Plenty of insights to share with you right after this brief break.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
Hey DFW residents, get your grocery essentials in minutes, not hours or days, with Wing Drone Delivery. Forget about last-minute trips to the store when you need things like cereal for breakfast before school, medicine for a cold, or snacks for a movie night. Wings drones get you quick, no-contact delivery in as fast as 15 minutes. Say goodbye to last-minute grocery runs and say hello to more of your valuable time. Sign up today.
Joined out here by Hayden Gunner at Denton High School. Man, it's a big day for you. You got your decision coming right now.
After a lot of thinking, with the family talking, stressing out.
Let's see exactly where Malik Hawkins is going to be heading.
First off, I want to start by thanking God. Without him, I wouldn't be anything. I wouldn't be blessed with all these opportunities.
He's got 5 schools he's choosing between. We're about to find out who it's going to be. Got your teammates, coaches, family, friends surrounding you, so you couldn't have a bigger stage right here to announce it on. So without further ado, we're going to go to the man right here, Kobe Foreman. Who's it going to be?
I will be attending.
I'll be committed to the University of Oklahoma.
University of Texas A&M.
Stanford University.
The University of Oklahoma.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
Back here on Texas Football Today, where we have just unveiled the covers of the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, featuring Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian on the main cover, and the Salina Bobcats head coach Bill Elliott, quarterback Bo Bentley, and linebacker Luke Biagini on the Gatefold cover of the magazine. Now, there's something you may notice about these covers, and that is they look a little different. We've got a new masthead. It is different than what we've ever done. Sharp-eyed viewers will notice that there are a couple of things different about it. For example, Dave Campbell's name is bigger. We think that is appropriate. It is also centered, front and center. We think that is appropriate. We've changed the font a little bit. It is the beginning of what is going to be a new look around here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Rolling it out gradually, you'll notice some more things in the magazine, entirely redesigned, but still with all the great content that you are used to seeing there. But it starts with the masthead. This is our first salvo into what is going to be a new look at Dave Campbell's Texas Football and Dave Campbell's writ large. We're really, really pleased with it. And you can get your hands on a copy if you go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. You can scan that QR code there as well. So it's a new look, but all the same content and all the same kind of insights that you've come to expect from us here at Dave Campbell's. And we'll start with the main cover. The main cover, we'll make the main thing the main thing. And that is featuring Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian. And the way that our process works is in February, I gather up my team, and we just plain old have a debate. We just plain old throw things against the wall and say, all right, what is the most compelling cover subject in Texas entering the football season? It's the way we've done it every single year. That is the starting point for our conversation. And all roads, we had a wide-ranging conversation, considered a number of different covers. And all the roads led to Austin for us. And I think it is pretty clear right now that, I know there are Texas fans who are going to hate me saying this, but Texas is back. Okay? Texas has made the last 2 college football playoffs and have come or feel like they're on the precipice of a breakthrough. And the man who has helped to bring them there, has rebuilt it his way, is a relatively unlikely character in the arc of his career, and that's Steve Sarkisian. Steve Sarkisian, hired after Tom Herman was fired, was brought in to bring Texas back, and he's doing that. And he's doing it his way. We're going to talk with Mike Craven on Monday, who wrote the main feature for the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, who had a lengthy sit-down interview with Steve Sarkisian, who talked about how it's been such a grind and a challenge and a winding road for him to get to Austin. And when he got to Austin, he was convinced that he was going to build this program his way. And he's done it. And he's brought them to the precipice of something huge. I won't spoil it, but we think Texas is going to be pretty good in 2025. And Steve Sarkisian at the helm of it has been the guy who's helped bring them back. Furthermore, if you take a look around the college football landscape, it sure does feel like he is on deck to be the next guy to win a national championship, right? I mean, you've got guys like Dabo Swinney who's already got one. Ryan Day got his last year, right? You've got all these guys who have their national championships. If you ask people who follow college football, who's the next guy, there's basically two names. It's Dan Lanning at Oregon and Steve Sarkisian at Texas. And this is a program that is on the rise, that has an opportunity to reemerge on the national stage. They've already done it. Now they have a chance to really break through. And Steve Sarkisian is the man at the helm. So back in May, we went down to Austin. Vienna, you were with us.
Yes, I was.
We went down to Austin to their Hall of Honor and met up with Steve Sarkisian for about an hour-long kind of photo shoot down there. Our friends at Tractor Beam Dallas helped to come up with the ideation and design of the cover. And then a terrific photographer named John Doherty was the one who shot it. And Coach Sarkisian was extremely gracious, very excited to be on the cover. And it's hard to get cameras pointed in your face, but he was game for it. And we're so appreciative of him. We're really pleased with the way that it turned out. And he becomes the 6th Texas head coach to be on the cover of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, the first since Tom Herman. And it's an exciting time there in Austin. And we wanted to make sure we captured that with their head coach, Steve Sarkisian, the main cover boy of the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Of course, that is one of two covers. We also have the Gatefold cover featuring the Salina Bobcats, the reigning 4A Division I state champs, fresh off their fresh off their 9th state championship, and a return to glory for a program that has known a lot of it in their history. And you see there Coach Bill Elliott, quarterback Bo Bentley, and linebacker Luke Biagini, who are on the cover. And the high school one is always, I think it can be sometimes harder to settle on one, because there are 1,500 high school football teams across the state of Texas. And there's thousands and thousands, literally hundreds of worthy stories being on the cover. The story of Salina is a remarkable one, and I'm really excited. Next Thursday, we're going to talk with Carter Yates, who wrote the Gatefold feature for the magazine. Because this story is not just about a program returning to its former glory. It is part of it. But it's also a story that is being told across the nation, and especially across the state, which is changing and evolving of these small towns. Salina is booming. Salina is one of the fastest growing cities in America. Right now, they're playing some of their best football in their history, and that is saying something. Quarterback Bo Bentley is a legit superstar. Linebacker Luke Biagini is a legit superstar, the reigning 4A Defensive Player of the Year. Bill Elliott is a G.A. Moore guy who has helped to build Salina back there. And also, the town is changing so rapidly that this truly is Salina's golden hour, because it may not last for long. It's a remarkable feature. I really hope when you pick up your copy of the magazine, you'll read it. And we'll talk with Carter Yates next week about it. And so we wanted to feature Salina, and we wanted to do something a little bit different. And so again, working with our friends at Tractor Beam Dallas, as well as with talented photographer John Doherty, we went to Salina, and we didn't go to the football field. We went to Lucy's on the Square, a diner on the town square there in Salina. And we wanted to capture that small town feel. Because ultimately, Salina still is a small town. There are people in town who will tell you it ain't as small as it used to be. But it's still a small town. And we want to capture that feel there. And so Coach Elliott and Luke and Bo came and met us there and were extremely generous with their time, extremely generous with getting makeup put on them and all that fun stuff and all the stuff that goes into a photo shoot. And we put together what I feel like is a really striking image for the Gatefold cover of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. It tells a story, and it's so different. It is really, depending on what you think of the Jimbo Fisher cover, it is really the first time we've done it in a non-football setting since probably 2007 with Stephen Miggy, Colt McCoy, and Tommy Blake. It is very, very interesting, and I love the way that it came out. The Gatefold cover of the 2025 Summer Edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, something in the orange, Salina's Golden Hour. The Gatefold cover of the 2025 Summer Edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Again, go to texasfootball.com/subscribe to get your hands on a copy. We will mail it directly to you. You are a first priority to make sure you get your copy of the magazine. It will start to hit newsstands across Texas in mid-July. That is when you can start to pick it up at your local store, but you can get it sooner if you go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. It's the 2025 Summer Edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, featuring Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian and the Salina Bobcats, Coach Bill Elliott, quarterback Bo Bentley, and linebacker Luke Biagini on the covers. We're so pleased with it. We're so excited for you to see the new look Dave Campbell's Texas Football. New look, but the same content you have come to expect, the same expertise, the same level of dedication, the same love that's put into this magazine. And we really, really think you are going to like it. That is it. That's going to do it for us. We do appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And of course, see us at texasfootball.com. For VNA Moreno, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please come get your Player of the Year trophy. We will see you Monday on Texas Football Today.